What's happening, guys? Okay, welcome to my 100th video. That's just crazy. Thanks for watching, guys, and coming along with the journey, because if you guys weren't watching, I probably wouldn't be making them. Well, not as many anyway. And we've had a bit of a crazy ride. We've travelled across Lake Albert, across Lake Alexandrina, all the way up the river to Wentworth and back again in a floating caravan, which was all a bit crazy in itself. I've nearly been bitten by a snake. I've nearly injured me and my mate Billy at the campfire when I cooked the can of braised steak and onion, and it blew up in our face. Only a couple of weeks ago we've had a kangaroo smash into the windscreen, so it's been a bit of a wild ride, and just like to thank you guys for coming and watching. If you're new to my videos, they're mainly camping videos up along the River Murray. I try and find you guys little spots that maybe not many people know about, so you can have a good weekend away with the family or with your mates. And I do a bit of fishing, I do a bit of cooking, and all that sort of stuff. And most of it I'm not very good at, but we give it a crack. So thanks for coming along for the ride. Today is another water or flood level watch. We're going to go up past Mannum and get up somewhere near Morgan to camp the night. I've got no idea where we can camp with the waters up, but we'll find somewhere. We're going to go along the river at Young Husband. We haven't been along there yet, so we'll have a bit of a look there. We'll stop and take a little bit of a video at lots of different places, and also places that we've been to in the past, just to see if we can compare where the water is now and what it was back when we went past last time. And we'll also be able to check it all out in about 5 or 6 weeks time when we do the same trip again and see what's happening with the water. I think the water rises to its maximum early December, sometime like that, so we'll definitely be back up there then. But probably all my videos from now on are going to be up the river and just checking on what's happening with the floods. So after all of that, thanks again for watching. This is the 100th video, and it's time to turn that camera around, show you guys what I'm looking at, and you know what that means. It's time to start the music.
Just let me save you, just let me save you,
So this is called Sunnyside Lookout. We're about probably 8 to 10 kilometres upstream from Murray Bridge, looking out across at Mypolonga. That's the river, that bit in the distance, in the middle of the screen. You can see the river part there. Then as we get past that little levee bank walkway in the middle there, you can see it's overflowing back here into the floodwaters. So this is Haythorpe Reserve, where we camped, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. No significant change. I think the water's come up a bit to the where we had the campfire. I'll try and find a photo and compare it. So no real change over the town side at Mannum. But we'll check where the water gets up to in a few weeks' time. Compare it against that sign. So the actual sign is about 1 metre above the ground. Got the Mayflower there and Paddle Boat Marion. And the 2 ferries. So they're obviously expecting the water to get up fairly high. They've put dirt around and sandbagged the water pump there. We'll come back and check that in a few weeks' time, see how far the water got up. So this is the Kia Marina. I love a good windmill. So this is the little park straight in front of the Young Husband Caravan Park. Fairly big mound there, so it will be interesting to see if it gets up over that mound on the lawn. So that's the boat ramp. Water's coming up a fair bit there. So this is Till Flat, just a shack area, probably about 4 or 5 kilometres before Bowhill, and probably 15-18 kilometres up from Mannum. Can still see the jetties, so doesn't look too bad here at the moment. A lot of water in the backwaters though, out to the right. So this is at Bowhill. You can just see the water starting to creep in to some of those lower areas. It's a couple of the original shacks. Our shack was up to the right here, about 3 shacks up. It was an old tin shed, but now it's like a $1 million mansion. But I'll get a photo. I think it might have been the 1956 flood, one of the floods with Mum and my sister in a dinghy, and the dinghy would have just been over there. In that flood, the water got up into the shack by about 1 foot or 2 feet, and remember having to shovel all the mud out. So that's the tree Dad planted. I've done this in previous videos, photos of it when it was first put in. So I'm expecting next time we come here for that water to be up touching those shacks. You can just see the water starting to leak through over the top now. Back in the day, that tree used to have a great rope swing on it. That was Thompson's shack. Still the original shack there from back in the 60s. So Bowhill boat ramp, or the car park in the boat ramp area. Water's come up a bit. I had the houseboat parked straight over there, so I'll see if I can find a photo from one of the videos. But it's come up a bit. I'm expecting this car park to be covered in water fairly soon. So this is the car park car park and camping area at Caurnamont. You've got some toilets there, free barbecue, and you can camp all along here and out to the left. Water's just starting to come in a bit there to the right. Last time I was here, there's people camping down where those puddles are. When I camp here, I usually like to get up here where the lawn is. Probably the first time I've been here and there's nobody camped here. This could be where we end up if we run into trouble finding a camp spot up the river a bit. So this is my favourite spot, right in there. There we go, there's Gilligan. If you're new to the channel, that's my old boat, or caravan. This is the Caurnamont boat ramp and picnic area. Beautiful cliffs at Walker's Flat. So got all the sand here ready at Walker's Flat. It's definitely not going to get up this high, but normal river's probably down 15 metres from the edge at the moment. Got the ferry in the distance, we'll cross that in a minute. Head back up to Neil Doddy and Big Bend. Not sure if you can pick it up, but the current really pushing the ferry downstream to the right. If you're new to the channel, these ferries are run by the government, so they're free to get across. And I think there's 12 up the Murray. So that fourth post on the right there along the wall, water's not quite up to it. So we'll keep our eye on that one next time we're here. He does a lot of waving, this ferry driver. I think he's going to have a good wave on him. Yeah, it's a good wave. How are you?
Good, thanks.
What a sensational view on a beautiful day. Looking down over Walker's Flat. Few shacks down there. Looks like the one there on the left has got water right up to its boat shed. So here we are at Crowan's Landing again, and the water's definitely come up a fair bit here. Fairly sure we were driving down there last time, just to the right, and did a loop, and that's where we filmed the guy standing on the jetty. All the jetties are underwater now. Out to the left there, the backwaters are starting to fill up. So I will try and screenshot a photo from when we were here a few weeks back. I think from memory there's about 4 or 5 jetties there. They're all underwater now. So this is Greenway's Landing. Road gets pretty low down there, down the bottom and to the right, so it must all be flooded. So this is the first shack at Big Bend. Water's getting up fairly close to the front of the shack. So this is the Swan Reach boat ramp. In there somewhere. Usually all lawn out past the tables. And this is where the Murray Princess usually pulls up. And from memory, there's a path goes in under the water there and out to a ramp where the Murray Princess pulls up on the other side of those pylons. So this is the shacks just down from Swan Reach on the road that leads out to Mark's Landing. You've got the main river the other side of those shacks. They've got a road which goes just behind their shacks. We'll go down that in a minute if we can get through it. And then as the shacks come down, they move back, and all of these shacks down along here are probably usually back about 80 to 100 metres back from the main river. And they've got this low lying area in between them and the river, which is obviously flooding. So that one there is completely underwater. So this is still at Swan Reach, and normally you could walk out to the river, which the bank is usually the other side of those big river gums out there. So about probably 80 metres, 90 metres away. Same with all down there. To me, these shacks look pretty safe. Again, I've got no idea what I'm talking about, but I can't see the water getting up that high. They're up a fair way. But some of the shacks down the other end are a lot lower, which we saw before, where the water's already up to them. So this is the shacks down near the riverfront at Swan Reach. Water's getting up pretty close there. Water into the boat shed of that one. Or is it a small shack? I'm not too sure. But the water's into it. Okay guys, well I've got plenty of video of the floods from Mannum up to Swan Reach. I was planning on going a bit higher, but I've got a lot more footage than I thought I was going to get, and I don't like the videos going over 20 minutes, preferably around 15, but I can never keep them to that. So we're going to find a camp spot now, and my normal rule of thumb is I'm never going to camp in the same spot twice, but with the floods happening, it's a little bit hard to find the good campsites right on the river, and a couple of spots that I've noticed down here I'd be a bit scared to camp at anyway, because I'm pretty sure I'll wake up in the morning and have water up to my wheels. So we're going to head back to, where are we going to go? Caurnamont, which we went through before. There was no campers there. There's a great little spot on the lawn. It's a beautiful day. I want to set up camp, have a couple of beers, chuck the rod in, and see if we can catch a couple of fish. And we'll probably head up next week's video. We'll go Blanchetown, Morgan, and maybe Cadell, all up around that area. So let's go find a campsite and get ready for a cook-up. Cook-up tonight's going to be, I think we're having steak, a couple of potatoes cooked in the campfire, maybe a couple of eggs, and I think I've got a little bit of garlic butter to chuck on top of the steak. So hang around for the cook-up, and we'll go and set up camp. So here we are, campsite for the night. I love this little spot. No one around today. It's a Monday. They've even left a little bit of bark for kindling and a bit of extra firewood there. I think I had enough anyway. We might just zoom into that post sticking out, if I can do it properly, and we'll compare that in the morning. Got a little lizard just in the middle of that stump. I'm not too sure what we've got coming along the river here, but heard a big beep just before. Must be a big houseboat or something. Sounds a bit noisier than the houseboat. Ah, we've got the Proud Mary. Beautiful. Okay, let's get this cook up going, guys, while there's still a little bit of light. Got a beautiful moon up there. Okay, we're going to put some garlic butter in. We're going to cook the steak in garlic butter, get the sizzle going. Beautiful. We got a couple of spuds hidden down there, wrapped in alfoil. Okay, so here goes the steak in. Oh, we got a bit of sizzle going, that's good. Get a bit of salt on that, bit of seasoning. Okay, we'll give it a bit of a flick over. Oh, it's looking alright. Okay guys, best way to do your eggs, hold them up about 50 centimetres, just let it drop straight into the pan. It'll crack by itself, pick up the shell, left with the perfect egg. You can thank me in the comments. Okay guys, there you have it, all plated up. Yes, the potatoes were a little bit burnt on the outside. The eggs, I don't think cooking them in the garlic butter, because I think the garlic seeds, whatever it is in the butter, started to burn in the pan. But it's not too bad. So T-bone steak, we've chucked a little bit of garlic butter on top of it to let it melt. A couple of spuds. There's 2 eggs in there somewhere. Back for a review in a minute. Okay guys, food review. Steak, very good for an IGA steak. Potatoes, they're a bit burnt on the outside, but the skins even burnt, tasted beautiful. I put a bit of ordinary margarine on them. A little bit of salt, very nice. Eggs, not too sure, I should have cooked them in that garlic butter. They weren't that flash. Overall, 7.4. Would have been 7.8 if I had one more cup of Scared of the Dark medicine. We'll see if you can see the moon. It's a bit darker now. Moon might stand out a bit better. What a beautiful night. Now, it's Monday night. Last few times I've been here on a Monday night, the Murray Princesses come through at about 10 o'clock at night, so let's hope it does again. If not, that's going to end tonight's session, and we'll see you guys in the morning, see if that water has come up a bit on that marker we picked out. So catch you guys later. Okay guys, I just heard the horn from the Murray Princess. Well, I think it is. It's pretty loud, so we should get a pretty good view in a minute when it comes through. Good morning everyone. Well, we're all tidied up, ready to go. Had a good night last night. I think I sat up talking to myself till about 2 o'clock. Well, watching TikTok anyway. And sitting around the campfire. We're all packed up, ready to go. And I've got to shoot to Adelaide to get a few things for a little race car my son and me have got. We'll go down here and check this water level, which I think we did yesterday. Doesn't look much different to me on that little stick we were looking at. So I'm not going to zoom in, I think the shadow's getting in the way, but it's obviously come up a little bit, but it wouldn't have come up any more than a centimetre, if that. But the worst is still to come. But we'll check out further up the river next week, probably up around Morgan, Cadell way. So we'll catch you then. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys next week. See ya.